There's a liquid that costs $1 and strips a decade of embedded road filth, mineral deposits, iron contamination, and water staining from any vehicle surface in under 10 minutes. Not with aggressive chemical strippers that eat through paint, not with abrasive compounds that leave microscopic scratches behind. It dissolves the contamination at the molecular level and lifts it clean without touching the finish underneath. One spray on a hood caked with years of highway grime and the surface wipes clean like glass. One pass on water-spotted windows that no wiper has been able to clear, and the mineral scale dissolves on contact. Door sills that have not seen their original color in years come back without a single scrub. No detailing kit, no clay bar, no professional equipment. $1 worth of powder dissolved in warm water in a spray bottle. Then, someone in an auto detailing boardroom did the math. The professional decontamination wash market in the United States alone generates over $4 billion every year. Embedded road grime, iron fallout, and mineral scale are the primary reasons drivers book detailing appointments every 3 to 6 months. A $1 solution that eliminates every one of those problems permanently is not a product to celebrate. It is a revenue stream to destroy. They did not stop using it because it failed. They stopped talking about it because it worked so completely that every professional detailing shop in the country would lose its most loyal customers overnight. This is the story of citric acid, the car cleaner that warships relied on and the detailing industry quietly erased. Welcome to Forbidden Hacks. If these stories matter to you, the subscribe button and the bell are the best way to make sure this knowledge does not disappear again. This is where we open the vaults the industry locked shut. Let me take you back to where this story actually begins. Not in a detailing shop, not in a chemistry laboratory. In a Roman orchard in the 1st century AD, Roman scholars documented that the juice of citrus fruit dissolved mineral scale from stone surfaces and lifted oxidation from metal tools with a speed that no other substance could match. The active compound, which we now call citric acid, is a natural chelating agent. Chelation is a specific chemical process where a molecule bonds to metal ions and physically pulls them out of whatever surface they have embedded into. Roman engineers used citrus solutions to descale aqueduct pipes that carried mineral-rich water across the empire. The same scale that clogged those pipes is chemically identical to the mineral deposits that cloud your windows after every rainstorm. By the medieval period, European craftsmen were using concentrated lemon juice to remove rust staining from iron tools, mineral deposits from stone floors, and tarnish from copper surfaces. The compound worked because it does not corrode the healthy surface underneath. It bonds selectively to mineral oxides and iron compounds, the contaminants, and lifts them free while leaving the substrate completely untouched. Chinese craftsmen used plum vinegar, a concentrated source of citric and acetic acid, to clean lacquerware and metal instruments for centuries before any European laboratory isolated the active compound. Every civilization that encountered mineral scale and iron contamination arrived at the same solution independently: natural fruit acids, cheap, abundant, unpatentable, and devastatingly effective. Fast forward to 1784 in a laboratory in Sweden. A chemist named Carl Wilhelm Scheele isolates citric acid as a pure compound for the first time in recorded history, extracting it from lemon juice and documenting its chelating properties with precision. For the first time, science can explain what craftsmen and engineers have known empirically for 2,000 years. Citric acid reacts with calcium carbonate, the primary component of water scale and mineral deposits, and converts it into calcium citrate, a water-soluble compound that rinses away completely. It reacts with iron oxide, the compound at the heart of rust staining and iron fallout contamination, and converts it into iron citrate, which lifts cleanly from any surface without abrasion. And critically, citric acid at practical working concentrations is completely inert to automotive clear coat, glass, rubber, and plastic trim. It attacks the contaminant with precision and leaves everything else exactly as it found it. By 1850, the British Royal Navy was using citric acid solutions to descale boiler systems and clean mineral deposits from ship hulls. Maintenance logs from the Admiralty document citric acid as a primary descaling agent across the fleet, preferred over every mechanical alternative because it required no abrasion, no grinding, and no skilled labor. Ships treated with citric acid solutions required fewer boiler replacements, fewer hull maintenance interventions, and showed dramatically reduced mineral-related corrosion over 5-year operational periods. But here is where the story takes a very dark turn. Before I go further, everything I have revealed barely scratches the surface of what has been deliberately hidden from you. I spent months collecting the maintenance methods, the DIY formulas, and the suppressed technical knowledge that major industries have quietly buried for decades. All of it is inside the complete Forbidden Hacks vault. The tannic acid formula that kills rust permanently for $3, the lanolin compound that restores dead paint to factory finish, the earth battery that generates free electricity from 2 metals in wet soil, the linseed oil mixture that rebuilds any wood surface from the inside out, and now the complete citric acid vehicle decontamination guide that replaces every professional cleaning service you will ever need for $1. Over 10 guides in one vault, zero filler. The link is in the description. But stay here because what comes next is the part the detailing industry really does not want you to see. In the years following World War II, the American automotive aftermarket expanded at a speed that no industry had ever seen before. Millions of new vehicle owners needed cleaning products, and the petrochemical industry was ready. Synthetic surfactant-based cleaners, phosphate detergents, and proprietary decontamination compounds flooded the market throughout the 1950s. These products were faster to package, far more profitable to manufacture, and critically, they could be branded and patented in ways that a naturally occurring fruit acid never could be. Citric acid costs less than $1 per kilogram to produce industrially. A kilogram treats hundreds of vehicles. The markup on a branded citric acid formulation sold under a proprietary name in a professional detailing bottle runs between 2,000 and 5,000% over the raw material cost. The mechanism of suppression was identical to every other case in this series. You cannot patent citric acid because it is a naturally occurring compound found in every lemon, orange, lime, grapefruit, and dozens of other fruit species on Earth. You cannot build a subscription business around a powder that any person can order in bulk for the price of a fast food meal. You cannot justify a $150 professional decontamination wash when the active chemistry involved costs 11 cents per vehicle to replicate at home. So the industry did what industries always do. They renamed the active compound under proprietary trade names, blended it with fragrance, surfactants, and carrier solvents, put it in a professional-looking bottle, and sold it back to car owners at a markup that would make a pharmaceutical executive blush. Pull up the safety data sheet on any major iron fallout remover or paint decontamination product sold through professional detailing channels today. Somewhere in the formulation, listed under its NC classification or its proprietary trade name, you will find citric acid or its derivatives as the primary active ingredient in virtually every one of them. The chemistry doing the actual work has not changed since Carl Wilhelm Scheele extracted it from a lemon in 1784. Only the packaging and the price have changed. If you have made it this far, you already know more about vehicle decontamination than 99% of car owners and most detailing professionals combined. Subscribe and share this with someone who is about to hand a detailing shop a check for a problem that Roman engineers solved with citrus juice 2,000 years ago. Everything the industry buried is inside the complete Forbidden Hacks vault. Link in the description. Now stay with me because what comes next is the part they really do not want you to hear. The professional detailing industry in the United States generates over $15 billion in annual revenue. The average decontamination detail costs between $150 and $300 and is recommended every 3 to 6 months. Over 5 years of ownership, that is between $1,500 and $3,000 spent on a single maintenance category. A category that consists almost entirely of spraying a citric acid solution onto painted surfaces, waiting for it to react, and rinsing it off. The process of professional charges $150 to perform takes 11 minutes and costs $1 in raw materials. You cannot patent the chelation reaction. It is a law of chemistry. You cannot create a franchise model around a powder that dissolves in water. You cannot build recurring appointment revenue around a process that, once a car owner learns it, they will never pay for again. So the industry ensures that car owners never learn it. Every automotive magazine recommendation points to a branded product. Every sponsored detailing channel demonstrates proprietary formulas. The algorithm is shaped by advertising dollars, pushing the $1 solution further from anyone searching for it. Here is exactly what to do, and it is almost insultingly simple. Go to any grocery store, bulk food supplier, or online retailer and purchase food-grade citric acid powder. A 1 kilogram bag costs between $8 and $12 and treats over 100 vehicles. For a single decontamination session, you need approximately 10 grams. Dissolve 10 grams of citric acid powder in 1 liter of warm water in a clean spray bottle. The solution should be clear with a faint citrus scent. That is your complete professional-grade decontamination wash. Work on one panel at a time in a shaded area with the vehicle surface cool to the touch. Spray the solution evenly across the panel and let it dwell for 3 to 5 minutes without allowing it to dry. You will watch contamination begin to shift and loosen on heavily affected panels. For iron fallout, the solution will turn slightly orange as it reacts with and chelates the embedded iron particles. For water spots and mineral scale, the deposits will begin to dissolve visibly within 2 minutes. After the dwell time, rinse the panel thoroughly with clean water. Wipe with a clean microfiber cloth. The surface underneath will be cleaner than any mechanical scrubbing could achieve without a single scratch, because citric acid does not abrade. It dissolves. For stubborn water spots on glass, apply the solution undiluted directly to the affected area and let it dwell for 5 to 8 minutes before rinsing. Decades of mineral scale on windshields and side windows will clear on the first application. For For door sills, wheel arches, and underbody surfaces where road salt and mineral contamination accumulate, apply generously and let dwell for 5 minutes before rinsing. The entire vehicle can be fully decontaminated in under 20 minutes. Total cost per session, less than $1. A detailing shop owner in rural Texas began testing citric acid on customer vehicles in 2020 after encountering a reference to it in a pre-war automotive maintenance manual. He found it outperformed every branded decontamination product in his inventory on mineral scale, water spots, and iron fallout across every paint color and finish type he tested. He now prepares his own solution for internal shop use at a fraction of his previous supply costs. He has not told his customers. This knowledge did not vanish because it stopped working. It vanished because it worked so completely and cost so little that an entire service category depended on car owners never discovering its name. For 2,000 years, from Roman aqueduct engineers to medieval craftsmen to Royal Navy maintenance crews, the same chemistry has dissolved mineral scale and iron contamination from every surface it has ever been applied to. No corporation invented it, no laboratory perfected it. Nature placed it inside every citrus fruit on Earth and made it available to anyone willing to look. Your great-grandparents knew it. They kept a jar of lemon juice in the workshop for every surface that hard water had clouded. Then one generation stopped passing it down because a television commercial showed a man in a white coat holding a branded bottle and calling it science. It was not science. It was a markup. Chemistry does not care about brand strategy. Citric acid does not expire. And lemon trees have never sent a licensing invoice. If this vault changed the way you look at the water spots on your windshield, the iron fallout on your paint, or the mineral scale on your trim, subscribe and share this video right now. Every share puts a crack in the wall they spent billions building around knowledge that was never theirs to lock away. The next vault opens soon, and what is inside is heavier than anything you heard today.